I heard a rumor that it now costs $3,000 to land any plane anywhere in the Las Vegas area. You guys know that I love flying our Piper Cherokee 6 from our home base in LA to Vegas.
This is the best way to come into Vegas right here. There it is, Vegas. Vegas, baby.
So this has me a little flustered and wanting to know what the heck is going on here. Even if you don't fly to Vegas, these types of fees are a huge threat to general aviation. In this video, we'll try to get to the bottom of these outrageous landing fees. Las Vegas is an amazing destination, and being able to fly general aviation there is such a fun and one of the fastest ways to get there. And in the past, it's been decently reasonable and fair. The Vegas area is served by 3 airports. Harry Reid International, formerly known as McCarran Airport, which handles the commercial airliner traffic, North Las Vegas Airport, and Henderson Executive, which handle a lot of the corporate jet type aircraft and general aviation. I've flown to all 3 of these airports and they're all great. Harry Reid International is super convenient. It's pretty much right on the strip, and North Las Vegas and Henderson Executive are about a 15 to 20 minute Uber ride, so they're still decently convenient. I've always found the ramp and parking fees to be pretty reasonable in all the 3 Vegas area airports. That's why I was pretty shocked to find out when one of our Patreon members posted on our Discord that the airport was trying to charge him $500 to park his single-engine airplane there for one of the nights of the weekend, which was the opening weekend of the Sphere. And apparently all 3 airports were trying to charge him $500, so he ended up having to go all the way to Boulder City to park his single-engine airplane over there. He also said he found out after the fact that there was a PPR NOTAM, which is prior permission required. They issue it when there's like a special event and they're going to charge a landing fee. So we've got anecdotal evidence of a $500 landing fee, and I'm hearing that there's going to be $3,000 landing fees. So I think the best thing to do is just to call up the airports, call up the FBOs, and let's get to the bottom of this. Let's do it. Oh yeah, hi, my name is Eric Hayes. Hi, my name is Eric Hayes. I fly a Piper Cherokee 6. I'm on a piston single, Piper Cherokee 6. I have some questions about like ramp fees and parking for my airplane. I've heard about prior permission required kind of stuff and some higher landing fees. How am I planning a trip if I have no actual information? There's talk in the general aviation community. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of the big fees like that I keep hearing about. So there is a reservation. So how do you get a reservation? Wait, $3,000 for any type of aircraft? Wow, that's just drop and go, and it's non-refundable. Okay, wow, this is pretty disconcerting. What's the purpose of charging such a high fee? They said you got to charge $3,000. I'm just trying to like figure out why. You guys are run by the county, right? Do you know where that's coming from? Like who decides that? I'm trying to understand it, if you know what I mean. Thank you so much for your time and all the information. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks, you too. Bye. Wow. All right, I talked to all the FBOs at North Las Vegas, Henderson Executive, and Harry Reid International Signature and Atlantic there. And right now I'm going to run down all the fees, and then we're going to get into why they're charging these fees. All right, first let's talk about what the normal fees are at these airports. All right, North Las Vegas, $20 per night, and 1 night is waived with the purchase of fuel. All right, then Henderson Executive is $20 each night, and 1 night is waived with $20 of fuel purchase. Totally reasonable, both those places. All right, Atlantic FBO at Harry Reid International, big airport, is a $40 ramp fee waived with 15 gallons of fuel, and then a $10 security fee and $20 per night parking. So not too bad. Yeah, the fuel's really overpriced, but the convenience of being right on a strip seems pretty fair. Okay, Signature FBO is $40, and that's waived with 10 gallons of fuel purchase, $7 infrastructure fee, and $68 per night of parking. So a little more expensive, not totally outrageous or anything. Those are the normal fees. Okay, before we get into the crazy fees, I want to thank our Patreon members who make videos like this possible. We have the best community of aviators, and you can join us for free at patreon.com/SoCalFlyingMonkey. You'll get access to our Discord chat, along with exclusive content you can't find anywhere else, like our instrument flying series of multi-view IFR flights, our windy.com for pilots tutorials that cover the essential weather app in depth, our video creation tutorials that cover GoPro and post-production techniques for making flying videos, our maintenance videos which show an in-depth look at my airplane's ongoing maintenance, our How to Fly to Mexico series, ad-free YouTube channel content, and a lot more. It's super easy to join, so come on over. Okay, back to what the Vegas airport said about landing fees. Now, I talked to them and they said when their management tells them they have special events, they charge a special event fee. and they require prior permission to land. And here are the fees that they're charging for the next event, which is the Formula One race in the middle of November. A little backstory on this event: Formula One is back in Vegas for the first time since the 80s, and it's going to be a huge event. They've built the largest F1 facility in the world. It's been a massive project to get the course ready, since it'll go right through the Vegas Strip. There's a ton of money in Formula One, and Vegas is expecting big crowds. All right, North Las Vegas is $3,000 to land, plus the $20 parking. The regular parking stuff still applies, even though it seems like a drop in the bucket compared to $3,000 to land. And then you have to use their reservation system on their website to get a reservation, have prior permission to land, and pay the $3,000 fee when you make the reservation, and that's non-refundable. At North Las Vegas, they also said they're charging $3,000 even if you don't park there. Even if you just drop somebody off and go to Boulder City or Jean to park, you're still paying $3,000, and that's for any type of aircraft. Henderson Executive has the same fee, $3,000 to land. You need prior permission, you need to use their online reservation system, have a reservation, pay the $3,000 up front, and that's non-refundable also. Now, Atlantic FBO at Vegas, which is always my preference, they said that it's $3,500 for jets. They're totally full right now, but it would be $1,500 for a single engine prop airplane. Signature at Harry Reid said that they couldn't even give me information because they were already full up, and they couldn't even put my tail number into the system. It wouldn't show them information because there were no available reservations. So they wouldn't even give me a number. I imagine it's going to be the same as everything else. It's going to be thousands of dollars. Before we get into why they're doing this and who's behind it, let's talk about the shroud of mystery hanging over the PPR and fee amounts. These fees aren't exactly easy to find. The chart supplement says that PPR and fees are required when there's a special event NOTAM, but the NOTAM never spells out the actual fee amounts when it's eventually published, which seems to be pretty close to the event date. If I were planning a trip now for 2 weeks in the future, the NOTAM for the F1 fees doesn't even show up. So I'd be pretty surprised the day before the trip when I go to do a full briefing. Doing a Google search for the airports yields a bunch of websites, including FAA official information, but none of these search results link to a site that specifically lists these incredibly high fees. You have to go to specialty airport websites that as of today don't even show up in the page 1 Google search results. I found them, and here they are. This is the only place I found that actually shows what the fee is. The other alternative is to call all 4 FBOs of these airports like I did and make your own phone call montage. I wasn't really satisfied with the information the FBOs gave me, so I decided to dig deeper and find out where these fees are coming from and if there's some kind of actual financial necessity for the airports. So why are they doing this? I asked, and they all said that they're doing it because they're expecting a very high volume of people coming in from all over the world for the Formula One race that week, and this is apparently their most busy time, and there's tons of planes that come in, and they're worried about space on the ramp and parking space. I asked what the fee is actually covering, and they just said that it's used to accommodate the high volume of aircraft coming in. It didn't really totally make sense to me. Henderson said that they're only allowing 5 prop airplanes for the Formula One week, and the rest are going to be all jets. And they also said that they're planning on doing something similar for the Super Bowl, but the fee could be even higher. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Just my opinion here, but if the idea is to limit the amount of people coming in and manage the space for the ramp and parking, then a PPR system, reservation system, those things seem great. They seem like they could work really well if they're done right, but a $3,000 fee really seems excessive. And honestly, from the outside, it just seems like a money grab. The Clark County Department of Aviation runs these airports and is a, quote, self-supporting entity and is not subsidized by any tax revenues of the county. Does the Clark County Department of Aviation need a ton of extra money? Are they somehow in like a massive amount of debt because they're a self-supporting entity? I was able to find some publicly available financial information about this department. According to Clark County's annual comprehensive financial report for 2022, the Department of Aviation actually ran a pretty big surplus. In fact, the report even states that the county's net position from business activities increased largely due to the aviation department surplus. So not only do they seem to be doing okay, but they seem to be lifting up and adding greatly to the surplus of the county overall. And that was before they started implementing these huge landing fees. Look, I'm just a hobby pilot with a film degree, so it's really possible that I'm overlooking something here, like maybe they're making up for losses during the huge COVID slowdown. But in any case, it warrants further investigation. I'm trying to reach out to somebody in that department. I personally see this as a big threat to general aviation. What's to stop any county or FBO from charging exorbitant fees if Vegas starts doing this regularly? Who's going to decide what's considered a special event and how high the fees can go? They're already doing this for the Super Bowl in other cities, so we need to figure out a way to put some guardrails on this before the fees get even more outrageous. I've been talking to my friends at AOPA who are aware of it and working on it. I'm not going to stop you, though, from calling Clark County Department of Aviation and expressing your displeasure about these fees in a polite and collaborative way to find a solution that works for everyone. If you like what we're doing over here, come on over to our Patreon. You can join for free or decide to support this channel. Either way, it'll cost you a lot less than landing in Vegas.